Greetings, people of Earth. Today I've taken a short trip a little bit out of our city towards Slovenian city of Ptuj onto the floodplains. It's pretty wild here. It's not a lot of undergrowth at the moment, and I'm on my way to a small pond, which isn't a pond really, but a sort of that channel, that side channel of the Drava River. And in the summer, the moisture here will be just unbearable, and there will be overgrown, everything would be overgrown, and to access this kind of lake you have to actually have a machete to cut your way through, and there's a lot of nettle also, so it will be burnt, so it's very hard to access. And there are a few small ponds, one next to the other, connected with small channels, and then this main one is connected to the main river Drava by that channel that gets flooded, especially when the snow melts in the Alps and Austrian side. They will release water from the dams, and this place will get flooded, and will bring in new fish and stuff. But it is kind of a paradise for let's say amphibians and small fish. And a pond like this one here, there's so many green frogs here. There are also green tree frogs, but I haven't spotted any yet. They're very, very hard to find. But this pond, like this one and the one I'm headed to, there's a lot of frogs in, and there's obviously a lot of predatory fish that prison these small tadpoles and frogs, like pikes and perch and pike perch and some other fish, and also water birds, and of course some reptiles. Here in this area we can find two species of snake, Natrix Natrix and Natrix Tessellata, or Natrix, not Natrix Natrix, but it's Helvetica. It's a species that inhabits this place, and there are also a few others, because it's a kind of a overlapping terrain here, and it's obvious because these snakes, like Natrix Natrix species, it's not really a fully aquatic snake, but it prefers terrains like this, and Natrix Tessellata is much more aquatic. There's a car on the other side, and if we go here towards the city of Ptuj, or town of Ptuj, I've seen a few more of those. Not in the recent times, but in the past they were just rolling downhill, and then all kind of other construction debris over, and there's a few cars buried on the slopes on the side. This place is as wild as it gets in this part of the country, at least, and it's a part of a regional Drava Park, regional national reserve, that spans from small settlement of Duplek all the way to city of Ptuj, and then starts another park. It goes all the way to Croatia, and then this floodplains, this plains made by the river will get eventually even wider, spanning over wider areas. So we come to this place with friends to fish when it's the season, like in high summer or even in late spring all the way to fall. The place will be full of mosquitoes, so it's very, very unpleasant to be here, actually, without any bug spray or stuff like that. But it's quite of an adventure because, like I mentioned before, this place is virtually inaccessible without a machete in the summer. It will be completely overgrown and you have to have a lot of bug spray. But there I've caught a few fish in this lake, like small carps, various species of carps, perch for example. I'm pretty certain there's a pike perch in here. I've also caught a whale's catfish, a small one, and a lot of pikes and sun perches for example, and smaller fish. So there's a lot of eggs already laid by amphibians. There's some small thing. Let's see, everything is crawling already. There we have amphibian eggs. There we have more. There are quite a lot of patches. It's Japanese knotweed. It grows all over. It's invasive species of plants, and it's very hard to get rid of. But on the positive side, it's actually edible and bees love it. Japanese knotweed, and at this stage it can be eaten. When it grows more, then the fiber will be tough to chew, but you can actually eat the leaves in the salad, and you can use it as kind of asparagus. There's a woodpecker in the distance. I don't currently have the lens long enough. There's a lot of different birds here. So this part here, we have only a very narrow channel that leads into the lake where I was before, and just a little bit further up there is a connection to the river Drava, which is also a channel because there's an island in between on the other side. So these are the things you find. Well, I knew this one was here, but I haven't been here for a long time. That's the third car I found in maybe 400 meters. So a car each every 100 meters. So you can see this channel is dried out here. So in this part there's a small water body, small pond here with full of eggs from presumably Arana temporaria, European green frogs, or this kind of half species that we have here. And in this part we have only gravel, so it's closed. And when the river floods, it will fill these channels and run through a river Drava outside. Basically it goes to this kind of island on the other side. Here we are further down the floodplains, closer to the town of Ptuj, and this particular pond or lake is very familiar to me. I spent a lot of time here fishing for pikes with my friends. There's a nice dice snake down there. Natrix Tessellata. Be sure to take some photos.